you very much.
How you doing?
I'm very fine.
It's good to see you. It's good to have you on our show this morning.
Thank you.
Within the week, was it Saturday, Friday, right?
Yeah.
We were on the set discussing this same thing that we know how to do best.
Yes.
And then today you're here to help us look at this particular, amazing topic. Now, you heard my intro.
Yes.
Cost of building in Nigeria, design, materials and investment opportunities. Of course, and with the rising prices of cement, iron rods, finishing materials, and people are even getting to China to start importing, materials now that they use to build in Nigeria now. Of course, you look at the high cost of all of those things, importation, clearing, and all of that. And people are asking questions about how to build smarter and reduce waste, and of course, still make profitable investment in the real estate industry. Now, building costs have increased significantly, no doubt about that.
Yeah.
I don't know how much the sell is a bag of cement.
I think it's about 12.5.
12.5.
Yeah.
In recent years, but from your professional experience, what are the major factors driving this rising construction costs?
First of all, let's paint a picture.
Okay.
What we used to have and what we have now.
Okay.
I think in around 2019, a bag of cement used to cost 2,500 to between 2,500 to 3,000.
Okay.
And right now, it's about...
And then people still say it's high.
It's high. Nothing goes up that comes down.
Of course.
In Nigeria.
I don't know why.
I don't know. So now, we have about 12,500 naira per bag.
A bag of cement.
That means we have experienced an increase of 370% in less than 7 years. So it's a huge factor that is disturbing the construction of buildings in Nigeria today. So now, there are so many factors that affect price increase. Number one is instability of forests.
Foreign exchange.
Yes. And then the devaluation of Naira is a major factor. Another thing is the high demand of properties, which is a minor anyway. When we have so many people demanding for a particular thing, the price will definitely go up. Yeah. That's one of the major challenges we have in Nigeria today. But the major is the forest.
So now, how do you think we can handle it? Because you talk about the high demand for accommodation, building, and even in River State now, we have a whole lot. I think the percentage, I can't remember what somebody said, but the demand for accommodation for housing is increasing almost on a daily basis. Because
a lot of people are not building. A lot of people are not building.
To all these factors, how will they build?
Yes,
of the land,
they can't build. They can't even afford it.
So that's the problem.
They can't even afford it. So that is where we need to plead with government to come in.
Why are we always pleading with government?
Yeah, because
it's not what I'm supposed to do.
Because I think they are the policy makers. The policy they make today affect every citizen in the country.
But let me ask this question. Sometimes you also have some states where the Commissioner of Housing, Commissioner of Urban Development are not even experts in those industries. So what do you expect them to do?
That is the rank person in the square hole.
So that's a problem because you can't put a lawyer, for instance, as Commissioner of Housing, and you expect that he will perform magic. He doesn't know.
He doesn't know about it, and there's not. Yeah.
Put an urban developer, put a quantity surveyor, and he has an idea about all those things, so they can actually look for ways to put those things together and advise the government they are serving. Yeah. So in a situation where you have, for instance, just like in the commission in the state, I can't remember the state now, where you have a commissioner of education who was a lawyer. No, a lawyer.
You see that's.
You have a commissioner of health. That was not a doctor.
That is the major factor that is causing everything working in disarray in the country.
Where you don't do the right thing.
We don't do the right thing.
We do the wrong thing.
So we favor friends, we favor families, we favor cronies.
So there's money here.
Yes, just go and take charge.
All right. If you're just tuning in, the program is a real estate hour with Treasure TV. Of course, they call me Double T. And if you call me that, we're always friends. Like, I find that as my friend because he calls me Double T. All right. So we're looking at the cost of building in Nigeria, the design, materials, and investment opportunity. And of course, I have here with me a seasoned professional who is an architect by training, a developer, and of course, anything you talk about, real estate is there. Now, many people believe architectural planning just about beauty and appearance. How can proper architectural planning actually help developers and homeowners save money during construction?
You see, in those days, you see people building 12 rooms. They want to build a duplex. So if it's not up to 12 rooms, if it's not up to 8, 9, 10, 15 rooms, they are not big boys. But I think the cost of materials and then understanding of what functionality means has made people to understand that building those bogus houses is no longer efficient. So we'll go to smart houses. You see somebody will now come and say, I need a 3-bedroom duplex. It's never heard of in those days. Who are you to build 3? Waste money, do decking, and then have 3 bedrooms. They see it as foolishness.
Like 7, 8 bedroom.
But now, people are becoming wiser. People are becoming, closer to what they need to know about construction and what efficient design means. So you can have 5-bedroom duplex, and it's very, very functional, very, very effective.
I don't have there's a particular estate in Port Harcourt where you have just a 2-bedroom. There's a duplex.
Yeah.
And I will tell you, the sitting room or the living room that what is downstairs with the kitchen and the visitor's toilet, and the 2 rooms
Upstairs. Maybe with a family lounge. And that makes it, that's what you need.
Not just
That's what you need. You see, that's the way we waste resources in this country is amazing.
You need to prove yourself that you're a big boy.
We waste resources.
You go to the villages now, you see houses.
Houses, nobody is living in them.
In the city and yielding money for you, or you put it in the village because you want to show.
Yes. We even come to that when we talk about investment now. We'll come to that when we talk about investment. Because, you see, so many people make a lot of money and they don't think about investing that money in quotes. But they waste that money by building things that doesn't generate income. That is what, you see, when Kawasaki talked about the 4 quadrants, the self-employed, the working class, the businessman, and the investor. You see, this differentiates the people we have in our society today. People make a lot of money, especially the working class, and then the self-employed. They make a lot of money and they waste it. But what makes wealth is when you make the money, then you know the right business to do, or you know the right investment to do. You know if you are to go to your village to build a house, or even the house you are building in a city, if it's going to generate money for you. Because what we call assets, some of them are not really assets. Assets are those things that generate income. Your living house, does it generate income for you? So if it doesn't generate income, it's not an asset. It's not an asset.
Wow. Great revelation here.
Yeah.
I'm sure a lot of people are listening to us and they're just trying to like, what's this man saying? What's he talking about? You don't need to go and show them that I have made some money by building a very big house in the village where people will now begin to respect me. You know, in the villages, people respect you by the kind of houses.
Yeah. And look at it. So many people that have done that. Look at them today. The people that did it in the last 20 years, where are they today?
Some of them can't even climb upstairs.
That is the problem.
They can't even climb the rooms.
But that resources, you can invest that resources and change your life.
So what you're saying is that in this so to say Gen Z, or that what we're doing now in the era of smart living,
and smart investments,
we should be able to differentiate between wastage and investment.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. The program is Real Estate with Super 93.3 FM here in the Garden City of Port Harcourt. I have my guest here, Akademify Emmanuel, who has been dissecting to us, for us to understand that the cost of building in Nigeria, the design, the materials, the investment opportunities, with the rising price of cement and other things, that we should be able to start asking questions to reduce waste, to ensure that we have what to give us profitable investment in the real estate. Now, Akademify, you're an architect.
Yeah.
In those days, when people want to build houses, what they do first, go to an architect. They give you an idea of what they want, and then you put it on paper for them. Because my late uncle who trained me was an architect.
Yeah.
He was a trained architect, professional one.
Yeah.
He worked with the great man from Japan. On that I came out with a house project in Abuja. Yeah, blessed memory.
Wow.
That's where. So I'd always know. And so people always come to him. He would design. At the time, he started building for people.
Yeah.
He would design and then build.
And then build.
But these days, what you have is you just want to have a building engineer, and you tell him what you want, and an engineer will just go there and
start doing something.
Construction. Why do you think people have shifted that?
No, it has always been there. There was these days that they used to use lead to draw on
I saw it when I was reading somewhere in the behind then. You know, so, put that here. One bedroom go there.
So it has always been there.
Okay.
And that is why a road to success is not known to everybody. There's this popular saying that he who plans to fail, he who does not plan to fail. So when you do your building without planning with an architect,
you have a lot of building collapsing.
You have not just that, the functionality in that house will not be what you would desire. Because sometimes you don't even know the impact of an architect designing a house for you. Everything will work for you. You just give you a brief, and he will not consider everything that he needs to consider. Yes, to design something that will be suitable. And when you live in it, you feel comfort. There's this intangible comfort you feel when an architect designs a house for you. Everything is functioning. Cross ventilation, everything, efficiency.
He knows the dimension.
And everything he can give to you that will make you live comfortably in your house. But when you do not do that, what you have is things that are not functioning. There are houses you go into and you wonder what is going on here.
I went to someone and the visitor's toilet and almost very close to the dining.
To the dining.
And I was
like,
it's
an error.
This is wrong.
It's an error. And that shows you that house was not planned for. How can you make a lot of money? Then just to sit down for 1 week, 2, 3 weeks to plan a house where you are going to plug in that money, you fail to do that just because of a little fee. People call it tertiary fee. And you try to avoid that so that you build strength. And then you have, and again, it will lead you to a lot of wastages. But that's when you now come and say, no, this wall is not supposed to break it down. And they will break it down and put another one. And you now discover that this one is not working, break it down. But when you have proper planning, you spend time with the architect, discuss it.
You tell him your dream, what you want to see.
And he will replicate it on paper.
Because he's a professional.
Yeah, so showing you now say, I want my kitchen to be bigger because my wife loves a bigger space. You communicate all these things and to be put into consideration.
Sometimes you see a very beautiful house and you see the kitchen very small
because it was not planned for. It was not considered before that building commenced. And so what you are going to have is chaos. You are going to have crisis. Crisis is not where people are running tasks. Sometimes you have crisis in building. And not just building collapse. Mostly architects are not responsible for building collapse.
Let me share this story with you. There's a facility where we managed to go over some time in Benin, 2016. And we discovered that it was a hotel actually. And we discovered that there was this, the soapware, or what do they call that? Which was almost every 2 days.
The soccer way.
We had to come to come
and the septic tank, yeah.
So we asked, what is the problem? And they said that the one from the kitchen
is going into the
straight to that place. How can you do something?
You see, because of our topography, there are different ways you can design soccer way. Where the earth doesn't suck away the liquid. You have to devise other means to separate the water and the solid waste. But in most cases, everybody just dig something, they plaster it, and then everything goes in there, which will cost you a lot of stress.
It was costing them at that time 50,000 naira every 2 days.
So what you do, if you go to a place, you first study the soil. If it retains the water, you know that you are not going to channel the wastewater and the solid waste in the same chamber.
That's interesting.
So you are going to separate it. So it is going to help you to discharge the liquid waste. Because the solid waste is the one that is always, it decays and it goes down. And then it does.
This is very educating and
Yeah.
very, very informative.
Yeah.
Anyway, let me just appreciate those that are watching us live. In Kent George, IB in Kent George, thanks so much for watching us. In Port Harcourt, and of course, Mrs. Olayemi Fentulua, that's my beloved sister, all the way from Lagos, watching us. And also Edward A. Egegamuka, I hope I'm right. Thank you so very much. He said something, he said, great work. Thank you so very much. I appreciate what you're doing.
Thank
Because
you.
These are things that people really don't understand, they don't know. And you move around. You see, now there's a particular estate that I think I was there something 2 days ago or so. And we're driving. And I was wondering how people could build so close to the
So
road.
close. No regulations.
The road is so tight that
Yeah.
if another vehicle is coming to the other side, you have to wait for the person to be able to go through it. And it's an estate. They call it an estate.
You see,
You wonder why people.
you see what people do these days is they buy land and then they allow people to come in, and that's not an estate.
So that's what happened.
That's not an estate.
Anyway, let's quickly go into the development.
Okay.
What are some of the common mistakes developers and property owners make that unnecessarily increase project costs? And what practical advice will you give Nigerians looking up to invest wisely in real estate today?
The first is not engaging the professionals.
So they should be professionals.
1, you have an architect. 2, you have a quantity surveyor. Well-trained quantity surveyor. That person is going to make sure that there is quality control on site.
That's it.
Following designs, comparing designs and the costs. The engineer is to execute. The architect is to design.
But the people now prefer to have a building engineer who does
Everything.
Everything. He's the architect.
So what it means is that if they are committing error, they will proceed in that error, because nobody is to checkmate who is doing what.
Sorry. In a short, who are the people that are supposed to actually be on the construction site? Who are the people? Is it the architect? Is it the building engineer? Who and what are the process quickly so that
we have different departments in building industry.
Yes.
Now we have the surveyor that surveys and Then we have the architect, we have the civil engineer, and then we have the builder. The builder is the one on site. Every day. Then the architect and the civil engineer, the structural engineer per se, will always come in to supervise. But the builder should be on site, building and executing those plans.
And there must be plans on paper.
And then remember, the QS, the quantity surveyor, will always come to compare the cost with the design and make sure that everything is cost effective.
All of this you have said now, are they in place at Silver Shelters Limited? Because I must ask you, this is leadership by example. Because you're an architect, you're a trained architect, you're a professional one, and then you've said a whole lot of things about property, investment, construction, and all of that. Now you're an end of. So are you doing those things? Because people want to know.
Yes, if you come to our company, I'm the architect, but I have younger architects that work for us.
Okay, but you supervise them.
Yes, we have engineers, we have QS, and we have our surveyor. We have quality control units because we make sure that everything we are doing is not just from the beginning on table. We'll plan it how we'll be safe before going to execute on site. So what we are just looking at is, are we following the plans? But when you plan, you have less to spend. You have less stress. You're not shouting too much. If there's any error, you call for a meeting and everybody will put heads together and then provide solution.
You have put
laid
from the
ground,
and so everything is going the way it's supposed to be going.
Yeah.
Wow.
And again, we have the ones who train. We have trainees.
Also be able to learn.
Yes. Not just having the professional. We have trainees that will train and then impact on them. It's not about business. It's not about making money. How are you impacting the society?
Wow. Thank you so very much, for sharing your knowledge and professional insight with us today. I must confess that I wish we just go on, but of course, everything is time. Everything is time. We have a limit of time. But I know you were back to talk to us about your company, what you're doing. There's a plan you share with me that I'm so interested in that project. So we'll come back, you give me your time, you come
Yeah.
back and talk about that. When you come on that, we'll just talk about that only.
Yeah.
But today, I just thank you so much for sharing with us, about all of these things, because it's important that we understand that anything you are doing, construction, real estate development, you don't just want to just sit down and just, tell people and all of that.
We have a lot of